Joe helps smaller businesses, and he helps them grow. He loans to them, and he makes sure that their financial model is on point so that they can grow. So things like location and pricing and all things like that. And an example is that a client was looking to create an app, and he was making sure that she was ready to go into the market before she borrowed all this money, because if she borrowed all this money and the app didn't really work out as planned, then they pretty much wasted all this money. So the company wanted her to do a test run to see if it would even work. And so things that you have to look for that is look in your area for the people that actually need the app, that would actually use the app. So you need to get a good audience that is going to use it, so that you will profit. And he states that it's better to have a smaller business to start out, because you can always go larger later. Larger requires a lot more money, whether it's a good location or a bigger building and more food and all that stuff to keep. So, and then he says that you need to prove that your product is viable. And the product has to be ready to go into the market. And there are some challenges with the small businesses, such as pricing and how much you charge for the product, because you also want to get money, but you don't want to make the product bad just because you don't have that much money. That's the part of business. And he says that you need to know your number, the cost structure, and how much revenue is coming in. You need to know and manage all that. And if you have a more valuable product, it doesn't make sense to charge less for it. And the example he gave was a restaurant client that demanded was greater than his capacity to produce. And foods and services, non-negotiables. He said you have to have good food, and you have to have good location, and the pricing can't be a commodity. And he says that a commodity is someone's making a purchase decision just because of the price. And another example of this is that getting gas using Gas Buddy, and you just get the cheaper one. He says you have to make sure you can overcome challenges such as time and money, because it takes a lot of it, and you have to make sure that you enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, then it's going to be a long business for you. And you need to choose locations that are right. So you need to find people in the location that want pizza, or if they want a good sports business, or if they want a good gym, if they don't have many gyms, or a good gym, they need to find business better part of town. And he said that you need to look for businesses demand is high and supply is not. So the example would be daycare. He said daycare is one of the best ones because it is in short supply, where he is specifically, where Joe was. And he says that if you look for a good command for product where not a lot of people are doing it, that is also a very important part of it.